Up to 1,000 demonstrators at Melbourne's Monash University today kept the Prime Minister, Mr. Fraser, a virtual prisoner for 2 hours in one of the university buildings.
On August 23, 1976, Malcolm Fraser, the leader of the Liberal government, came to Monash to open a special education building called the Krongol Centre, a building his government had not allocated any funds for, and at a time when his government had just brought down a budget which heavily cut back on all levels of education and welfare expenditure. As you may remember, the press, and especially the Prime Minister, emphasised the violence of the demonstration. Our report is going to be a little bit more realistic.
To Melbourne the other day. Aren't those communists funny?
Oh, Mamma Mia!
Oh, there I go again. Malcolm Fraser. There I go again. My, how can they resist ya? Malcolm Fraser. There I go again. I know just how much I missed ya. They're so happy and glad about the things that you do. I'm sure everyone here must have voted for you. As long as the boss doesn't show. He is me, Malcolm Fraser, on Lord Australia, and all that he wears. He is me, Malcolm Fraser, on Lord Australia. He told us he was heaven sent. He told us he was heaven sent. He told us he was heaven sent.
But then he arrived, but no one knew how he got there. This guy had a pretty good theory about how Fraser got there.
Yes, well, we believe there has been a bit of problem today. Malcolm Fraser did have some sort of run into some problem when he landed here today from his helicopter. I have Mr. William Legg from the Radical Students Action Society here who will tell you a bit of a descriptive account of what happened when Malcolm Fraser landed here by Sir Reginald Ainsworth's helicopter.
But it was a Japanese helicopter, and being made for smaller people than Malcolm Fraser, when he stood up and on getting out of the helicopter, I'm afraid the top of his head got taken off by the road.
I see, yeah, it's very interesting. Now we shall cross back down to another enlivening account of action plus entertainment.
Inside, Fraser himself was spinning a bit of bullshit.
I've also been advised, because you might be interested, that most people demonstrating are not university students.
Heard this before.
That a large number have come from the Builders Labourers Federation, whose organisers were out this morning around building sites, inciting them to come. We need much more than moderation in Australian politics, and much less the demonstration and violence of which today outside this theatre is a particular example.
Outside, however, the demonstration did in fact consist mainly of students. But there are others who had been ripped off in the recent budget as well, and they had come to protest too. There were people representing teachers' unions, welfare organisations, Aboriginals, the unemployed, and working class people generally, as well as your occasional builder's labourer.
Go home, Fraser!
Be a lot of blood. These people are probably a pack of unemployed derelict. They're causing a lot of trouble. We can't understand why this thing should happen in our community. But anyway, we should stop that. Another incident happening down on the foreground. Why don't you use the fucking doorbell? I beg your pardon, sir. Thank you.
Meanwhile, over at the Krongol Centre, the people were opening the building without any help from Malcolm Fraser.
Are going to choose to support wealthy private schools. And that is the most horrifying prospect facing in this society in educational terms over the next 3 years. Thank you.
Opening up the building and unveiling the plaque that's on the outside of the building here, just inside that little foyer there. 3 security guards standing in front of it at the moment. Pretty friendly guys at the moment. The plaque has already been opened officially by one of the students from the faculty, so Malcolm doesn't have to open it now. But anyway, they might still try. I'm a staff member of this university, and the reason that I resent Malcolm and Mr. Snedden here is because they stand for the retention of entrenched privilege in our society. Right. Some people have come and spoken to me today and said, do you know what this building is for? And I've said yes. And they've asked me, and I've told them that it's for handicapped children, for exceptional children, for children that don't fit into the ordinary run-of-the-mill. But Malcolm, the only group that he's interested in are those that have privilege, his group, and he is interested in retaining privilege for that group. And he is not interested in equality of educational opportunity, in equality of housing, in equality of social welfare benefits and things like that, as demonstrated by his and Phil's budget. Mr. Snedden, on behalf of the Monash Association of Students, I'm inviting you to come up here and give us a brief talk.
And now we come to the violence of the demonstration. If you watch closely towards the end of this clip, Billy Snedden starts the ball rolling.
Oh, Bill, come on.
You live in a democracy that allows you to do this, and you ought to be damn pleased you do live in a democracy. And it's that democracy that infects these buildings. It's this democracy that needs people like you to start working. Start being responsible. It needs people like you to know that you've got a great contribution to make. And it needs people like you not to be led over the nose by some of those people over there. You're the mere puppets of political demonstrators. You're a great centre, a very great centre. And that centre will be used for the benefit of other people. And there's no way you can stop it. And there's no way you can stop it. Stop it. No way you can stop it.
Back at the Alexander Theatre, Malcolm Fraser had finished his speech. The demonstrators had successfully stopped him from opening the Krongol Centre, and Mr. Fraser had barricaded himself in the men's toilets. But getting back to the violence, this is how 2 TV stations reported the demonstration after Malcolm Fraser had been in the dunny for 2 hours.
They waited, then state police arrived in an almost unprecedented move on a university campus. Police tried to form a safe path for the Prime Minister out to his car, but the core of students was too thick, and Mr. Fraser to return to the safety of the office. Cameramen and reporters were punched and jostled by the demonstrators and police. A second attempt was made, this time as a decoy, and the Prime Minister slipped out through the theatre ahead of the demonstrators. Late this afternoon, the Prime Minister's office said the official opening had been called off because of security. Brad Smart, Eyewitness News, Monash University. Victoria's railway stations and bridges. Just as the ceremony in the Alexander Theatre was drawing to a close, demonstrators broke into the building and formed a line at the back of the stage. Mr. Fraser was ushered from the main hall and into an annex room adjoining the toilet.
reinforcements were finally brought in and the worst outbreaks occurred. A police guard surrounded the Prime Minister in the foyer of the Alexander Theatre, with Mr. Fraser in the centre of a jostling cordon. An attempt was made to force through the students. The police and Mr. Fraser were finally forced back. After about 2 hours, the Prime Minister was finally freed from the building after police found a way out through a goods entrance. Surrounded by police, he ran to a waiting car, which took off at high speed. The Prime Minister, Mr. Fraser, said tonight the Monash University demonstration was more frightening, more ugly than any demonstration he had previously faced.
But maybe the demonstration looked more ugly through the eyes of an unsteady TV camera. This was how the Monash cameras recorded the police's totally unnecessary violence in their so-called decoy move. And this is what happened when Fraser tried to get out of the shithouse himself. Note how the cameras are jostled. Note also the grin on Malcolm Fraser's face. And note later how Malcolm is eased back from whence he came by the persuasiveness of the crowd. Fraser was defeated. All Fraser opened that day were the Alexander Theatre toilets, and maybe his bowels. He had to leave by a back door. He did not open the Krongol Centre.
So, in other words, Fraser has left, and the Krongol Centre has not been opened.